I know the pain of feeling stuck, whether it's in your business or your finances or your life, and it feels like you're trapped in a cage because you have something that you want to do, some ambition, some goal that you want to strive for, and you feel like nobody around you is supporting you. You just feel stuck, for lack of a better term. And I've worked with so many successful entrepreneurs. I've spent time around billionaires, nine-figure people, and everybody in between. And I'm gonna, in this video, break down the 3 keys that they don't take any money, they don't take any connections. They're gonna be very practical things that you can implement today. After watching this video, very tactical and very focused on watching this video and getting off YouTube and starting to execute on whatever your specific ambitions are. So watch this video, take notes, and focus on these 3 keys. If you're on social media, if you watch the news, everything you hear, read, etc. is all negative. AI is going to take your job. You're never going to buy a home. You're never going to retire, Social Security. And look, some of what you hear and read is true. It's not all fake, but there is another side to the coin because we all, at the end of the day, want freedom. I've worked with over 1,600 business owners, and the number one word I hear is freedom, freedom, financial, time freedom. I can do what I want when I want. And if you look at how that is actually possible, it's usually through business ownership, starting a business, growing a business. And that's why in this video, I'm going to lay out the case for why today, 2026 and beyond, there has never been a better time in history to start a business. And again, I'm not saying starting a business is this easy, magical path to freedom. It's very difficult. It takes risk, it takes work, but I want to give you the other side of the coin because, again, all you're hearing every day is negativity, negativity, and even from your college professors, your friends, your family, people that might even love you. They hear the same thing. So they're thinking, oh no, it's not possible. You shouldn't do that. You should just stay in your job and work your 9 to 5 and maybe you'll retire someday. But if you're watching this video, you obviously have a business, but maybe it's struggling, or maybe you feel like you need to start a business, but you're still dealing with some of these doubts and, again, negative feelings. So the first thing I'm going to lay out for you, reason number 1, is the cost. The financial cost of starting a business has never been lower. Never. And that's what I hear a lot too. People say, oh, Alex, I'd love to have a business. I'd love to be an entrepreneur. I can't afford it. Oh, why haven't you started your business? Alex, I don't have the money. I don't have this. I don't have that. The actual cost of starting a business in 2026, if you compare it to, let's say, 1996, is very, very low. If you look at 1996, there wasn't really the internet. There wasn't social media. So when you think of starting a business, you might have started a furniture store in your local town. You would have your product, you'd have your rent, you'd have your employees, you'd have insurance, you'd have all these different expenses, and you'd have to put all that capital up front. And what if it doesn't work? Right? What if you launch this business in a recession? Or what if you launch this business and the location is bad and you lose hundreds of thousands of dollars? The risk back in the day and the barrier to entry was extremely, extremely high financially. Whereas today, everybody has these beautiful devices that are phones. Everybody, for the most part, has a laptop. Any business relatively can be started online. Even if you're getting into real estate investing, even if you're into marketing, if you're into AI, there's so many things that you could use to start a business that doesn't require more than an LLC, which is $100, $200, right? If you're thinking of other cost, it's your time. There's really no cost to starting an AI consulting business, a marketing business, a real estate agent business. But you're also looking at, okay, that's the cost of starting. What's the cost of running that business? Well, the number one thing you need in your business is marketing. And now you have this beautiful thing called YouTube. You have social media, you have TikTok, you have Instagram. All of that is free. You don't have to pay to post on those platforms. It doesn't cost any money to use AI to target business owners, getting their emails, cold emailing them. That doesn't cost really any money. So when you think of the number one reason why most people think I can't start a business, they think it's cost. But the cost today has never, ever been lower, and it's going to continue getting lower with AI. And let's say that's not your concern. Money is not a concern. You understand that you can start a business online, but you're like, Alex, I don't know what to do. There's a barrier to information. I need to go to college. I need to get an MBA. If you look at, again, looking back 30, 40 years ago, to start a business in terms of information, there was no internet, there was no AI where you can have ChatGPT or Claude or Manus build a business plan in 60 seconds. You had to know people. You had to probably come from a well-off family. You had to probably go to college. And yes, there was libraries, but you'd have to maybe go to libraries, read 10 books to get a few nuggets of information that are actually applicable to you. Information today is free. That's why the value of a college education statistically is going lower and lower, especially when it comes to building a business, right? If you're getting into medical, if you're getting into legal, yes, there's things that you need a degree for. But starting a business, nobody has asked me, Alex, I want to work with your marketing company, but show me proof of your college degree. I promise your parents are not going to like this if you're young and watching this, and if you are the parent, you're probably agreeing with me. You don't need a degree. You don't need all of these things like you did to not just get credibility, but to get the information. Right now, information is free with YouTube, with videos like this. You can attend, there's so many webinars that people put on that are free. That, yes, they're going to probably sell you something at the end. You don't have to buy it. But the webinars have some actually good value, good information. There's podcasts. You could even get ebooks or even libraries now. Most of the time, you can get books and information online. At your local library, you can look up a book and you can rent it as an ebook for free online. So starting a business today doesn't cost a lot of money. There's no information gap. The information is out there. The playing field is level. The main thing you need to start your business and grow it is resourcefulness. Because at the end of the day, again, the information is out there. The cost is extremely low. So when you think of what's stopping you, it's not the government. It's not the media. It's not money. It's not even time. It's resourcefulness. It's really you committing and saying, am I willing to do whatever is necessary to achieve the outcomes that I want? You honestly have to ask yourself and look yourself in the mirror, because at the end of the day, if you want that freedom, nobody's going to give it to you. Nobody's going to do it for you. Again, it's not the government. It's not your parents. It's not anybody else. It's you. So you really have to think about, what am I doing every single day to push my business or my dreams forward? Am I spending a lot of time on Instagram? Am I spending a lot of time on TikTok? Where am I spending my money? Are you spending your money on Toastmasters to improve your public speaking? Or are you spending your money on Uber Eats, in Starbucks and things that aren't serving you? Netflix, sports gambling. Are you doing things that aren't serving you? You're serving it, right? You need to learn how to invest your time into things that are going to benefit you and grow your business. Because ultimately, and you look back in your life, nobody's going to do it for you. You have to take ownership and say, I have nothing stopping me rationally. Again, and we don't act rational as human beings. I wish we did, but we don't. There's nothing stopping you. Again, like I laid out so far, the only thing stopping you is you're not committed enough, which is a lack of resourcefulness. Number two, it's also the fear of failure. That stops everybody from doing things. Just like if you think of public speaking, why don't people do public speaking? And because it's such a great asset in your company, in your business, it can help you market, it can help you stand out. People are afraid, they're scared of it. The biggest fear for people is most likely public speaking. I would say the second fear is also, fear of embarrassment. This is all tied to fear of failure, right? Because so many people, they think, oh, if I start this business and it doesn't work, then people are going to judge me. My parents are going to say, I told you so. My friends are going to make fun of me. I'm going to get judged on social media. So when you think of why are you not doing it, it's again nothing to do with the outside world or money or anything else. It really has to do with a commitment issue. Have you really given it 110%? But again, number two, it's probably the fear of failure. And what I've learned is that you're never going to get over the fear of failure. Never. I've worked with Fortune 500 people. I know billionaires. I know everyday people starting their business and everybody in between. You're never going to get over your fear. And again, your fear is unique to you. It might be, again, some of the things I've mentioned. It could be, people sometimes have the fear of success, right? They think I'm not worthy of success. I'm not worthy of charging for what I know. I'm not worthy of, getting paid for this. Everybody has their own fear. That's your own thing that you need to work with. But just know you're not going to get over it. The best people, the most successful people, they face their fear every day. It's not a one-time decision saying, you know what, I'm not going to be afraid of public speaking anymore. It's a constant everyday battle of saying, what am I going to do? Am I just going to not do what I'm supposed to do and not get the results that I want? Or am I going to face the fear? Again, face it, not defeat it, but face it, battle it every day, and kind of battle the old you versus the new you, right? Everybody has this dream version of their life, of freedom, financial time in their business, and then they have their current situation. So obviously there's going to be a lot of growth between where you're at now and where you want to get to. But at the same time, if you think that there's not going to be a daily battle of fear, of I don't think I could do this, of who's going to listen to me, of I need more credentials, you're going to be mistaken. It's going to be a constant battle to get over these fears, to get over these stories that we tell ourselves. Again, ultimately, if you're not successful to the level that you want, it's not your parents' fault. It's not your college professors. It's not your high school teacher. It's not your friends. It's not the media. It's not any government on either side. It has nothing to do with that. It's totally 100% up to you. And when you take that ownership, when you get that responsibility, that's freedom. That's the first step, because there's nobody weighing you down in your mind. It's very, very stressful and anxiety inducing when people think, oh, I wish I was successful, but I don't have the money, but this person is telling me I can't do it. It's extremely stressful because you feel like you could be doing something, but these external forces are holding you down. When you shed that off of you, when you realize that it's only you, it's you versus you, then you start taking action in the right direction. Again, you start doing things that serve you. You invest more time in your relationships. You start making some more deposits into those relationships rather than withdrawals. You start going to church more. You start, doing whatever you want with your causes, whether it's volunteering time and or money. You start getting healthier. You start sleeping better. You start doing the things that, again, we all know we should be doing. We all know what we need to do, but why do only 1% of people or less achieve that freedom that we all strive for? Whereas, again, everybody else, to a certain extent, even if they work hard, they still have these other things weighing them down, and they start blaming external people and getting jealous. But at the end of the day, you have to decide, am I going to be committed to my success? Number one. Number two, am I going to let fear control me, or am I going to acknowledge that I have fear? I'm going to battle it every day, and that's winning. You're never going to, again, overcome your fear entirely, but you can face it every day. And over time, it can start to have less and less of an effect on you. But again, number three, you have to take ownership and take responsibility. And I'm not saying, hey, we've all had different trauma and situations and things that we've had to deal with. Probably, some of us more than others. But I promise you, at the end of the day, there's people in a worse situation than you who have overcame, who figured out how to find a way to achieve what they want. And this isn't motivational fluff talk. I've been doing this for 10 plus years. I've worked with many successful people. I've gone from at 18 years old, I sold my car to fund my business. This isn't my parents' company. I didn't have any connections. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not 100% self-made in terms of, the blessings I've had. It's from God in terms of a lot of things that went my way. Nobody's 100% self-made. Again, a lot of the blessings that we get, we didn't necessarily earn. They were blessings from God. But at the end of the day, you take ownership of saying, hey, yeah, I have these blessings. I could complain about how I grew up on food stamps, of I grew up in a mobile home in an apartment building. I didn't get a lot of things that other kids got. I had to really work hard. I could complain about that, and I could say, okay, that's the reason why I'm not ever going to be successful. But I use that as a blessing. Like, I'm blessed that I developed that work ethic. I got the grace of determination, of hunger early on in life, so that now when I have stress, when I have difficult situations, even living this amazing life that we have now, we still have stress. And, I'm able to deal with it in a rational, stable way as much as possible, and even deal with my fears in a very rational, stable way and not let them control me. So I'm just giving you that insight because, again, I really want anybody watching this at this point, I want you to be successful. I know you might be in a position where people around you, it's easy for them to feel significant by bringing you down to their level. You might be wanting to go to seminars. You might be wanting to watch YouTube videos like this. You might be wanting to start your business or do things differently. And they're pushing you down. They're saying, no, that's stupid. Or, oh, that's a scam. No, no, no. Come get a job with me. And nothing wrong with the job. But if you have bigger dreams and ambitions for yourself, at the end of the day, again, follow these three keys that I mentioned in this video. And I promise you, if you look back in not 5 months, but give yourself 5 years, give yourself 10 years, right? Achieving these things, it's not going to be overnight. I promise you, you'll be satisfied with yourself, and you'll be able to look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, even if I'm not where I want to be, you're going to be making great progress every single day, and you're going to get there eventually. My name is Alex Albran. Thank you for watching this video. And I help entrepreneurs and business owners grow through marketing and YouTube. And I have a lot of great case studies for clients that I work with across 50 industries and over 1,600 clients. There's links down below depending on the stage of where your business is at. So click the link down below. We'll have a conversation. We'll see if what I do is a good fit for you. Thanks for watching this video, and God bless.